Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Renaissance Gaming production. Today I'm very excited to bring you Resident Evil. This is the first game that I'm recording on my new computer with a new microphone, so I got brand new stuff to do this with, and I am very excited. I hope you are as well for this one. This is, of course, going to be in 1080p, 60 frames per second. This is the HD remastered version, and I am playing it on Steam. This is part of my Halloween special that I've been doing since 2014. What I usually do as a tradition of the channel is do a horror/mystery game for the entire month of October. I debuted with Alone in the Dark in 2014. In 2015, I did Luigi's Mansion. Last year, in 2016, I did Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders. But I wanted to step things up this year. I wanted to go big. So I am doing Resident Evil. I've been looking for an excuse to get into the series and start hopefully uploading the entire series at some point to my channel. I think this is the perfect opportunity to start. If you're familiar with Renaissance Gaming, you know that I play every game to 100% completion. This one is going to be no different. What 100% means for me in this game is collecting each and every single item and getting the best ending possible. There are two characters you can play with in this game. There is Jill and there is also Chris. They have some slight variations as far as gameplay, and also a little bit of the story changes depending on who you pick. So what I'm going to do for this playthrough is actually do two separate runs, one with each character. That way we get everything that we need to get. I think it should be pretty exciting, and that's enough rambling. Let's go ahead and start a new game.
Resident Evil.
So everything looks good here. And there are three difficulties to pick with. This is the equivalent of very easy. This is the equivalent of easy. And this one is the equivalent of normal. And once you beat the game once or twice, then new difficulty levels start opening up. But for now, I'm going to go with this, like climbing a mountain. Fulfilling, but takes a lot of work. This is the highest difficulty available to me at this time. And again, it's the equivalent of normal. Now, like I mentioned, you can pick between Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine. And some of the differences that I'll talk about right now is that Chris is a little bit stronger, a little bit faster, but he has less inventory space and he cannot use a lockpick. Whereas Jill is a little bit slower and weaker, but she has more inventory space and she can use a lockpick. And I'm going to be starting with her. You can use different costumes for them, and as you beat the game and unlock some achievements, more costumes open up. But I'm going to go with the classic for now. That's enough rambling, right? Let's go ahead and get started. You can look forward to episodes all throughout the month of October, with the finale culminating on October 31st, Halloween. Ooh, spooky.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare. Chris, this way! Damn it! Make for that mansion!
There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Barry, and myself. We don't know where Chris is.
What is this place?
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
But we've got to find...
What was that?
Chris?
No.
Jill, go and investigate.
I'm going with her. Chris and I go back a long way.
All right. You two go. I'll secure this area.
Stay sharp. A dining room.
Alright, and I finally have control of my character, Jill Valentine, and doesn't the game look spectacular in the HD remake? I love Resident Evil so much because of all the detail they put into this mansion. It gives it a very interesting atmosphere, very dark, and somewhat ominous, I suppose. Here's the first item of the game. This is an ink ribbon, and you can use these on typewriters you find across the mansion to save your game. Something else I want to show you is if I unequip my weapon, Jill will actually run a little bit faster, so that is excellent. Just a quick reminder, I do recommend you watch this series and every other one of my series in 2x playback speed. It sounds strange, I know, but trust me, once you get used to it, I'll save hours off your life and you'll enjoy twice the gameplay. Anyways, here's one of the typewriters that I was talking about that you can save your game at. So whenever you see one, as always, if you have an ink ribbon, you can save your game.
I think you'd better take a look at this.
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
So, here is a tip for you guys. Whenever there is fresh blood on the floor, has anything ever come out of that that's good? I don't think so. I've watched too many episodes of Forensic Files to know that fact. Nothing good can ever come out of that. So certainly a very classic scene out of the Resident Evil series, and I am not dealing with that guy. I am going to run for my life instead. That is a much better idea.
Barry!
What is it?
Look out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of it! What the hell is this thing?
I found Kenneth killed by this thing. Let's report this to Wesker.
So in case you didn't notice, this game does contain violence and lots of gore. So if you're not into that kind of thing, I do have some family-friendly games on my channel. But this is Resident Evil. It's a little bit extreme. I like a good variety on the channel.
Wesker! Jill, help me look for him. But let's not leave this hall.
Good idea.
So lots of mysteries here. Where is Chris? Where is Wesker? What are these zombies? Let me come look at this painting up here. And then I'll head back down to trigger the next cutscene.
Barry.
Any luck, Jill?
No, nothing. What's going on around here? I can't figure it out.
Same here.
Chris, and now Wesker.
There's not much we can do. We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay then, I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost. Let's start from the first floor.
Okay.
Oh! I almost forgot. It's a lockpick. You'd make better use of it.
So like I did mention, this is one of the differences between Jill and Chris. Jill does get this lockpick here at the beginning of the game, whereas Chris does not.
Thanks. I may need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. Got it?
Okay.
So I'm actually going to head back into the dining room here and examine some of the places that I just came out of. That's where I'll begin my investigation. I love the booming tick-tock here from that grandfather clock. And you will get used to seeing these doors. This used to be the loading screen for the original version of the game, so instead of reading a loading bar, you could just watch those door animations. So this is the corpse of your comrade Kenneth. It looks like he's holding something. It's the film that belonged to Kenneth. I need a video player to see what's recorded on it. So we'll be able to take a look at that later on, but for now we'll keep moving. Nowadays, consoles and PCs don't need to worry about loading, but they kept this in for nostalgic purposes, I suppose. Which I don't blame them. In fact, I kind of like it. So here is a gun clip, a handgun magazine, I'll be taking that, and then there are a couple of herbs here. Herbs serve as healing. The green herbs do. There are some red ones and blue ones as well, and I'll speak about those once we get to them. Something that you can do with these herbs is you can actually combine them. So if you do that, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and equip my gun for now, because as you can imagine, we do have some zombies that are going to be trying to make my life miserable. Let me grab another herb here. Again, I do try to collect all the items. So I'm just gonna knock him down. I'm not gonna kill him. There's a reason why I'm not gonna kill him. And I'll talk about that in a little bit once I make it out of this area. I'm going to take this golden arrow, and this is telling me that I can examine items on my menu, which is all fine and dandy. Let me take this magazine as well. Alright, and I'll run past these guys. Excellent. So the reason you don't want to kill zombies is because they don't actually die when you kill them. They'll come back as crimson heads, and those are basically very strong zombies that are super fast and super strong, and you don't want to deal with them. So this is a dagger. It's a defensive item, and in case you get grabbed by a zombie, you can jab him with it. So it's pretty handy. I may use it throughout the playthrough. Alright, so let me lure this zombie over here. And then let me come around. And again, if I unequip this, I do tend to run a little bit faster. Now the reason why I lured that zombie to the other side is so that I have plenty of time to push this statue. As you can see, it has a blue gem that it's holding. And I'm gonna need to grab that one way or another. So if I actually push this, it'll fall down to the floor below, and then eventually I'll be able to grab that gem. But for now, let me head through here. So this is that main area from before. This time around, I'm going to be going through this door. This will take me outside, so it's nice to get some fresh air, I suppose. Now, we do have a zombie here, and I do want to show you something. Let me equip my survival knife. And zombies cannot attack you at an incline. So, you can fight them on the stairs all you want, and you can use the knife to save some ammo. They can't throw up on you though, so you do need to avoid that. So certainly be careful with the vomit. Now I know I just mentioned that you don't want to kill these or they'll turn into crimson heads, which you don't want to deal with. But these guys outside you can actually kill and they will not turn into crimson heads for some reason. So I'm okay with that guy dying. Make sure he's nice and dead. Alright, he's good. He's fine. Alright, let me actually go ahead and equip my handgun here. And I'll go ahead and come out here. This guy's fairly easy to avoid, but I'll just shoot him. I'm doing a terrible job with my aiming. This guy is fast. Golly, how many bullets did it take to kill him? Is he gonna get up? I don't think so. Yeah. His pool is blooding. Alright, so let me unequip this. Let's get out. And then let me pick up some shotgun shells here. Again, for some reason, these two zombies do not turn into crimson heads, so that's always nice. A tomb engraved with a picture of an angel. There's an indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. So I can go to my inventory. Let's take a look at this golden arrow that I picked up earlier. So it is a golden arrow. The arrowhead looks like it can be removed. Arrowhead. This arrowhead is made from paradox, sometimes referred to as poor man's emerald. So let me actually use it on the indentation here. And this will open up the catacombs for me. Very interesting area. Very dark. There's all sorts of creepy statues and faces on the walls. Cogs. Machinery. Fire. A coffin right above me. And then, of course, we have a book fitted perfectly in the indentation. This is the Book of Curses. I'll certainly take it. Let me go ahead and examine it. If you turn around, you see that it has a key, so I'll take that. This is the mansion key. Book of Curses. The Four Masks. A mask that speaks no evil, a mask that smells no evil, a mask that sees no evil, a mask that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. When all four fall into place, evil will awaken. So that's a bit of a puzzle and a riddle that I will deal with later. But for now, I can examine some of these. A stone statue with a hole where the eyes should be. A stone statue with holes where the eyes, nose, and mouth should be. A stone statue with a hole where the nose should be, and finally a stone statue with a hole where the mouth should be. So hopefully that will make sense at some point in this playthrough. Let's head back inside, shall we? So I'll head downstairs again, and this time I'll go through these double doors instead. I think the game intends for you to start in this room, but I've routed this pretty efficiently. You can see an item glistening at the top of the statue there, so I'm certainly gonna need that. So what I'll do is I'll come around on this side and then... Oh, not meaning to do that. Sometimes when the angle changes, you have to change the direction of your analog stick, and it's kind of weird. I'm still trying to get used to the controls a little bit. So I'm gonna use this to reach up here and grab this item. This is a map of the first floor, and this is critically important for me. As you can see, if the rooms are red, it means that you have not yet collected every item in that room, or if it's green, it means you have collected every item in the room. Very handy for somebody like me trying to make sure I'm grabbing everything. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I will... No, not that. Get back down there, Jill. I'm actually gonna push this back to where it was. You'll see why in a moment. Push it a little bit that way. Alright, perfect. And now I can go over this way. So there is a dagger here. And a zombie seems to be backing me up into the corner. Sometimes you can avoid him by running by him, but most of the times you do have to use a defensive item like the dagger. So let's see if I can avoid him. Nope. So we will use a dagger. And that's how that works, by the way, in case you were wondering. Now the reason why I moved this furniture back here is that way that zombie is stuck there forever, and he will never hurt me again. So the mansion key will open up this area for me. Now something is outside trying to get in, and that can be no good for me. Let me push this out of the way though. I'll go ahead and grab this dagger. Since I just used one, it's nice to keep it replenished. And then over here, there is some handgun ammunition that I can use as well. So let's keep going. So here again, it's advantageous to be Jill, so I can use the lockpick and access this area. And those are some hungry and angry dogs out there. So this is where inventory management kind of comes into play a little bit. As you can see, I have no room for anything, so I'm going to have to use some of these herbs. Even though my health is completely fine. That way I can actually pick these up. Again, even if you're not using the items, and even if they're kind of silly, you do have to pick up all of them for it to be considered 100% item pickup completion. So let me use this. And then this is a red herb. The red herbs by themselves do not do anything. However, if you combine them with a green herb, they make a very powerful healing combination. So there you go. There's that. Let me go ahead and pick up this fertilizer. We'll certainly be needing that in the future. But let's head back inside before these dogs jump the fence and eat my face. Don't want that. So let's go in here. Alright guys, so take out a pen and paper. I'm going to teach you something here. If you're in a mansion and you walk into the creepy bathroom and there's grimy water in the bathtub, do not stick your hand in there like I'm about to do. That's just not advisable. Alright? So yeah, it's full of dirty water. I'm going to remove the plug, but don't try this at home, kids. So I can't blame Jill here. I can't imagine a wet, soggy zombie that's been throwing up all over itself smells very good. Let's take the dagger and let's move on. This guy will become a Crimson Head later on, so something to keep in mind. Since he is officially dead, but not really dead. Alright, let me keep going this way for now. So this is a really cool room. I just love what they've done with the walls here. How sweet is that? It's very sweet. That's the answer. Three items to pick up here. There's a dagger. And a ink ribbon. And then the best item ever, a shotgun. Which I don't have room for. Alright, hold on. Let's eat this superpower herb here. There you go. Let's take that shotgun. So notice how when I took the shotgun, that switch went to an up position. That's very important because that actually triggered a mechanism in the previous room. And we'll see what that means in just a second. But what you want to do here is you want to pull up your map. Make sure it's green. Make sure you've collected all the items here or else you will not be able to come back here in the future. So you had your fair warning. Certainly not good. This door won't open. That door won't open.
Oh God, what did I do now? Wesker! Barry! Help!
Jill! You in there?
Barry? Get me out of here! The door's jammed!
Stand back! Grab my hand!
Barry.
That was a close one. A second late, you would have fit nicely into a sandwich.
Really? Thanks. But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to find other clues? I'm glad and all, but why are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Anyway, we should get back to searching for Wesker and Chris.
Thanks, Barry. I owe you one.
Don't mention it.
A Jill sandwich. I don't know how appetizing that sounds. So actually later on in the game you can pick up a broken shotgun, and if you place it where you took the working one from, you actually prevent that mechanism from even triggering. So that's what's really cool about this game. There's different ways to do things, which makes it very unique, I think. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and equip this shotgun. We're gonna take it for a test drive, I think. There you go. So if you wait and time this just right, you can blow that zombie's head off, which is always very satisfying to do. Let me go ahead and unequip my shotgun. Alright, and I'll tell you what blowing off the head means in a more significant context in just a second here. But let's go inside my favorite room of the whole game. Why is it my favorite room, you might ask? Well, take a listen. How great is the music in here? I love it. It almost reminds me of the Tristram theme from Diablo 1. Anyways, this room is good because, number one, the music. Number two, you can store some items in this chest. And then number three, there's a typewriter here for you to save your progress. So, there you go. Let me go ahead and deposit some stuff here. Let me deposit the knife. I don't think I'm going to be using that for a while at least. And then shotgun shells. Not going to need that. Let me deposit the handgun as well. And the ammo. Alright, I think we're good for now. Let me take this flask. More of a fuel canteen, I guess. And then let's read this note here. Special instructions for the disposal of dead bodies. We have new information regarding those beings. They may appear to be dead, but in fact they are able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently, there are 2 known methods to seize their resurrection: incineration and destruction of the head. If further methods are discovered, you will be the first to be notified. Meanwhile, to those of you who still have hope to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. You'll need something to light it with, which you'll need to find by yourself. So that's why it was important to blow that zombie's head off, because that way it prevents him from becoming a Crimson Head in the future. So let me go ahead and fill up my canteen here. Still plenty of kerosene left. I will refill the canteen. Excellent. So this is actually a good stopping point. I hope you're excited about this series. I certainly am. If you are, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video, as it does help small channels like mine to grow. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.